Written communication is best suited when the communicator and the receiver are beyond oral communication medium. The executives in all organizations can maintain effective interdepartmental and intra-departmental connection through messages by using written words. The process of communication involves sending message by written words. Written communication conveys all kinds of subject matters such as notices, memorandums, report, financial statements, business letters, so on and so forth. Written communication is simply means a process of reducing message into writing, which is extensively used in organizations. Formal communication must always be in writing, such as rules, orders, manuals, policy matters, so on and so forth. What is the purpose of writing? The systematic filing of written communication is one of the important aspects of communication. Filing along with indexing is necessary because of poor retention power of human beings. The purpose of preserving written messages is to provide necessary information readily and without any delay and when it is needed. The following, so here the for example future references, the limitation of human mind and poor retention power cannot be overlooked. Written messages can be preserved as records and reference sources. Various media of communication can be filed for future references. Avoiding mistakes. In transmitting messages earlier, records help in reducing mistakes and errors. It also prevents the occurrence of fraud. Legal requirements. Written communication is acceptable as a legal document. That is why some executives think that even if some messages have been transmitted orally, they should later be confirmed in writing. Wide access. Communication media having become very fast. Written communication enjoys a wide access to it. If the communicator and the receiver are far from each other, written communication sent through post or email is the cheapest and may be the only available means of communication between them. Effective decision making. Old documents help effective decision making in a great way. Decision making process becomes easier if old records are available because the messages provided the necessary information for decision making process. Principles of effective writing. Unity of writings implies a condition of being one. The principle of unity applies on three levels. First, the individual sentences must be unified. Second, the individual paragraph must be unified. And the third one, the totality of the message must be unified. Coherence. To achieve clarity in written communication, the principle of coherence should be there. Relation and clarity are two important aspects of coherence. Coherence applies to sentences, paragraphs, and to the message as a whole. Avoid jargon. So, whatever the possible way, the writer should avoid jargon. Jargon is a language that is special to science, commerce, technology, trade, or any specific profession. In private language, with persons in the field, jargon incorporated. Otherwise, jargon can be used, but the only thing is that the words used must be clear to others as well. Accuracy. The subject matter must be correct and accurate. So here the manner in which the message is transmitted must be correct. Accuracy in writing can be achieved by careful checking and editing. The last one, brevity. Writing should be shorter by using few words for many. Brevity not only saves the time but also gives grace to the writing. Business communication must be brief and direct. Writing techniques. Adoption and selection of words. Effective writing techniques gives emphasis on simplicity while using words, short sentences, and brief paragraphs, and simplicity in terms of adoption. So, words according to the message addressing to the specific reader. All the readers don't have the same ability to understand a message. They do not all have the same vocabulary, the same knowledge about the subject. To communicate clearly, we should know the person with whom we wish to communicate. The message should fit the person's mind. For these reasons, it is advisable to adopt certain techniques like use familiar words. So many business writers don't use familiar language enough. They tend to change character when they begin to put their thoughts on paper, like endure, try, ascertain, find out, terminate, and demonstrate, show, utilize, use. Choose the short over the long words. Generally, short words communicate better as a heavy proportion of long words confuse the reader. There are some long words such as hypnotize, hippopotamus, and automobile are so well known that they communicate easily, and some short words such as vibes to complete. Thus, you will be wise to use long words with some caution. Further, you need to ensure that those you do use will be familiar to the reader. Use the technical words with caution. All fields have technical words, that is jargon, which becomes a part of our everyday vocabulary, otherwise, everyday active vocabulary. In fact, so common it will appear in your mind that you may assume that people outside the fields are also know it. And in writing to those, assume that in the masculine words, sometimes the use of particular words can support unfair or untrue attitude towards a particular sex, usually women. For example, using the pronoun he to refer to a doctor when you don't know if they are male or female might support the belief that this is not normal for women to be a doctor. Choosing words with right strength and vigor. Words have personalities. In the same way, words are like people. Some words are strong and vigorous, some are weak and dull, some fall between these extremes. So, good writers should understand the differences and consider them carefully. And they also should use the words that do the best job for carrying the intended meaning. For selecting words wisely, one should consider shades of differences in meaning of words. Thesaurus. Thesaurus is the opposite of a dictionary. We turn to it when you have the meaning already but don't yet have the word. It may be on the tip of the tongue, but what it is don't yet know. It is like the missing piece of a puzzle. A thesaurus says the dictionary is a treasury or storehouse and is a repository, especially for words, as a dictionary. Writing effective sentences. Clear writing is not limited to the words alone. It also means using clear sentences. Writing simpler sentences largely means writing shorter sentences. The sentence can be a statement, a question, a command. It may be right. There is no hard and fast rule for deciding upon the length of sentences, but short sentences are simple because they are easy to understand. They don't create problems by presenting complicated structure. Short sentences are framed as longer sentences have greater changes of having grammatical errors. So, characteristics of effective sentences like unity. A sentence containing one idea at a time with all its parts contributing to strengthen the main idea is called the unity of a sentence. Coherence. How the various parts of a sentence are striking together with no words inappropriate. The sentence should also be in a logical order. Variety. The idea can be creatively expressed in a variety of sentences as the same kind of thought or idea that creates monotony. Economy. The effective Ness of a sentence is judged by the number of words used to make a sentence. Concise expressions increase the effectiveness of a sentence. Proper selection, precise selection, and appropriate choice of words not only makes sentences more connotative, but also generates an impact on the reader of the text. Simplicity. The choice of words, their consistency, and the simplicity in choice of pattern give a sentence an overall simple look. Foreign words and phrases, sometimes used in correspondence, mostly words are originated from Latin, French languages. For example, we can say doc for this special purpose, de facto, actual or real, bona fide, genuine, only bona fide members will be allowed to attend the meeting, so on and so forth. Right, next one, developing logical paragraph. Clearness in writing doesn't depend only on careful choice of words and writing clear sentences. It also helps carefully design and paragraph. Just as words are combined into sentences, so are sentences put in a logical order in paragraph. The paragraph is thus one's thought process as it proceeds from one sentence to another and develops step by step. Designed paragraph requires the ability to organize and relate information. It also involves the use of logic and imagination. Characteristics of a good paragraph: unity, like sentences, paragraphs should have unity. The contents of the paragraph should concern one topic or idea. When the paragraph ends, it should give a sense of completion. Coherence. There is a flow from one sentence to another in a good paragraph. Each sentence must logically connected with the preceding and the following sentences. There should be a movement of thoughts from sentence to sentence. Length of the paragraph, neither to be short nor too long. How long a paragraph should be depends on its content. Shorter paragraphs are appropriate for messages. Short paragraph helps the reader to follow the paper's organizational plan. In addition, short paragraphs are all more inviting to the eyes. People simply prefer to read materials that give them frequent break. Topic sentence. The most efficient way of organizing a paragraph is to use a topic sentence. Topic sentences expresses the main idea of a paragraph. The remaining sentences build around and support topic sentence. The topic sentences serve as a headline for the paragraph and all other sentences supply the story. Every paragraph must have topic sentences. The topic sentences can come first, can come last, or in the middle, depends upon the writer's plan. Omitting unnecessary details. To induce a paragraph, the information needed or what you need, of course, is a matter of judgment. You can best judge by putting yourself in your reader's mindset. How will it be used? What will be used? What will not be used? Then make decisions. If you follow this procedure, you probably will leave out much that you originally intended to use. Overall tone. Conventional style. Write the words that have the effect of good conversation. The words to be used come from your speaking vocabulary, and the tone of writing should stimulate friendly conversation. Such writing produces with the friendly people. In addition, since it is uses familiar words of our language, it is a kind of language that communicates best. Rubber stamps, like its point of view, and second one, the viewpoint. Human beings are self-centered creatures. Messages that relate to ourselves interest produce positive response. This technique is called viewpoint. Viewpoint writing emphasizes the reader's interest. It is an attitude that focuses on the reader's point of view. Overall tone of courtesy. Courtesy is a major contributor to goodwill in letters. Certainly, writing in conventional tone, strategically emphasizing the reader's viewpoint and carefully selecting positive wordings will generate courtesy. All will do much towards putting the reader in a favorable frame of mind. avoiding preaching and avoid anger, showing sincerity. Efforts to be courteous and must be sincere. Sincerity results from believing in the letter writing technique you use. Your sincerity will show in your writing. There are two major checkpoints for writing sincerity, or like overdoing goodwill and avoiding exaggeration. Writing process. So there are different thing pre-writing activities like topic and researching of the topic, idea generation via group brainstorming, questioning via like participating to large groups, observing pictorial representation on the internet, or reading the data collected through libraries and other sources. Writing activities include composing and inscribing. During this stage, multimedia environment can facilitate the process. Like you can use Word document, planning and outlining an essay with special softwares like making a rough draft with uh, generated ideas. Rewriting. This rewriting activities involve revising and correcting, and you can use corrective orthography like spellings, and listen like grammar, syntax, and wherever possible you can do that one. Post writing, like post writing activities or consequent dimensions of the writing process, like editing and distributing with various things, and an essay need not be two dimensional and linear as it has been in the past. Like you can use it wherever the possible ways and consequences for the writing process. This also, like, it encourages writing as the ocean for many skills and attitudes to come together for a specific purpose. It allows like brainstorming branch in four stages described above. We recommend that writing should be regarded as an interactive and iterative series of processes that come together not just for the production of written text but also for real multimedia presentation of intellectual excitement in an increasingly rich environment. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel for more videos.